we shall be talking on useful keyboard shortcuts that we can use on Excel. And I've grouped it into three. That means the navigation shortcuts, editing shortcuts, and the general shortcuts. As you are seeing on your screen now, I have the navigation shortcut. This navigation shortcut enables you to use your keyboard to move on your worksheet without touching your mouse. Even if you have a mouse problem or a mouse challenge, don't worry, with the keyboard you are free to go. So the first one I'll be talking on is Control plus page down. When you press the Control or page down, it's going to take you to your next worksheet. That means your sheet 2. Let's go. Control page down. It takes you to sheet 2. As you can see, I'm on sheet 2. Control page up will take me back to my sheet 1. That is, it will move to previous worksheet. Then you have Control plus right arrow key. It moves to the right-handed side of your worksheet. Control plus right arrow key. That is to tell you that our column heading is having XFD as in the letters. So that is the last column heading we are having on Excel. Control and left arrow key will take me back to column A, which is under my heading, my column heading. So you also have Control plus Home. It moves to the upper leftmost cell. Maybe you have been typing, you are down. Just press Control Home. It will move you to the first column that you have, which is your A1. So you don't need to be scrolling. So you now have Control plus N. It will move to the lower rightmost used cell. That means the cell you have used before. That is where it's going to move you. Control plus N. Check your keyboard. You will see all this thing on the keyboard. So we also have Alt plus page down. That is alternate key plus page down. It moves one full screen to the right. Look at our column heading. We are on column A to column U, right here on my sheet. It's going to move me from that column U, from column V to the next column heading, not another sheet. The same sheet, but different column heading. So I will now press alternate and what? Page down. You see, it started from column heading U to another column heading AO. Alternate and page down. It moves you until you reach the end. The same way, if you want to go back to your column A, you go back with alternate and page up. You see that you are moving around your screen without touching your mouse. Then the other one is the Alt. This one is alternate key alone. That is why I call it access the ribbon. It's a key tip. It gives you the shortcut you need to know about the whole worksheet. When you press the Alt, it indicates where are you going. Do you want to go to the quick access bar? This is to the quick access bar to save, undo, redo, everything. Okay, I want to go to the insert menu bar. You see that it is on letter N. When you just press your hand on the keyboard, it takes you to insert. What do you want to insert? I don't want to be using mouse now. Pivot table, picture, chart. If I click the picture, it will tell me what letter is under picture. Letter P. Just press letter P. Then it will tell you to display where your picture is. Then you move it, you see, then you can insert your picture. With the alternate key, you have the shortcut to or the ribbon. It enables you to move. If I want to go to the formula, after you press your Alt, just press letter N on your keyboard. It takes you to the formula. Which formula do you want to use? What are the things you want to do? If you don't want to do anything, you can press Escape on your keyboard. You see it, ESC key on your keyboard. It go back. Then press Alt again to go to where you want. I want to go to home, which is H. It takes me to home. What do you want to do on home? I want to change my font. You see, it gives me FF. I'm using my mouse so that you can see. This is where I'm going now. FF. I'm not clicking. You are going to press it on your keyboard. FF. Very fast. it tells you to change your font type. You see, with my down arrow key, are you seeing the effect? Once you are through with anyone you want, just click on enter. That is how to move on your screen without touching your mouse. With the Alt key, you have access to everything. Then the other one we have is Control plus down arrow key. It moves us to the last column on the worksheet. I've told you yesterday, the previous class, that you cannot use all the sheets finished before you are through with your work. Control plus down arrow key. Press it on your keyboard. This is the number we have. 1,048,576 number. That is numerous pages. I believe you just press your control and page up to go back to where you are coming from. So that is all for our navigation shortcut. With this, you can move freely on your page. The other shortcut I'll be going to is the editing shortcut. You are typing, how do you edit on your shortcut? You don't need to be pressing your mouse. Control A is to select all text in the worksheet. Everything in the worksheet. Control A. Do you see? It will select everything. It will highlight everything. Then Control C is to copy. I want to copy. Take your mouse or move yourself to where you want. You can do that with your arrow key on the keyboard if you don't want to use your mouse. You see, it's my arrow key, or you use your mouse to move. I want to copy this. Control C will copy. It copy, it keeps for you. And what do you need to copy? That means you want to use it in another place. Then go to where you want to use it. And I will be using the Control V, which is for paste. It will paste what you have copied. Then you have the Control X. This one is going to cut away your text from where it is written before. Control X. And you take it to where you need it. I need it here. Control V to paste. You will see that it's no more there. But when you copy, you have the original and you have the copy. But when you cut, the original is being cut away to take to another place. And you also have Control F. We give you your find function. Do you want to search for something in your text that you have written? Control F. What do you want to find? Find bold. You see, it will select it for me. This is where you have your bold. That is the function of find. Then, if you want to replace what you have find, Control H. Bold. I have find bold. What do you want to replace it with? Replace with tick. When you press find replace, it's going to change it to thick. Have you seen it on your screen? That's bold. This is where I have my bold before. It has changed to thick. And look at the other one that I wrote on bold. It also changed it to what? On thick. Because anywhere it find bold, it's going to change it to thick. So now I'm finding thick back to change to bold. Replace. You see, that is how to find, then you close. The other one is Control U. This one will enable you to underline your text. Yes, Control U. Control B for bold. Yes, Control U for underline. When you bold, Control B for bold. When you bold, the same key is also the one you use to unbold. Control B again. It will remove the bold. Control B will bold it. When you go to high, Control I will turn it to italic. It will italize it. That same key again will remove the function. The same thing with your underline. Control U is going to underline, and your Control U is going to remove the underline again. Then when you come to Control Z, that means to undo the action that I have done. Let's press it and see. Control Z, it removed the underline because that was the last action I performed. And by the time I keep pressing Control Z, it's going to be undoing everything that I've been doing until it reaches a place it cannot undo again. You see, it's going to be undoing everything. Can you see it on your screen? All the function that I have performed, even to where I wrote tick, is going to undo it. Then your Control Y is going to redo your previous action. Do you see? It's going to redo it for you, what you have on. Control D is used to copy text or equation down. That means any text above where you place your cell, your active cell, is going to duplicate the contents in the cell. Let me place my cell to be active on row 16. It's going to display what is on row 15 inside row 16. Control D. That is what is going to happen. That means it's to copy of text. That means the above text into the previous to the below cell. And Control plus semicolon will insert current date in the active cell. Control plus semicolon is going to insert current date. And you have Control plus number 1 is going to format your cell. Let me pick it. Let me do it on this row 17. Control and number 1. You see, it tells me to the font type. Which font do I want to use? Select the font type you want to use. Select maybe you want it to be bigger, increase the size, you want to italic it, or you want it to be regular. You can even change the number. Yes, it's okay, it's going to effect. And do you know, if you have H20, I believe there is something we always do to our 2. Let me write it in capital letters so that you can understand. There is something we always do to our 2. Select that number 2 alone. Just highlight only the number 2 and you press Control and your number 1. What do you have? You have what we call subscript. Click on that subscript and see the effect on your work. Have you seen it? Yes. Excel will not give you like that. If you have fifth position, this TH is supposed to be on top. You can go to your formula bar to select your TH. Or better still, you double click on your active cell and highlight. That's how to highlight a particular text you need. Control and number 1. Do you see? That one will be what? Superscript. That means come on top. That is the effect. And also, if you want to do your Naira sign, because in Nigeria we are using Naira and Kobo, select your Naira. Control number 1 and give it strike through. But this one is having only 1. Do you see? That's it. So that is our shortcut for that one. Then we also have the shortcut for the general shortcut. Control N is going to open a new worksheet entirely. A new worksheet and workbook. Yes. Control O is going to open the one you have done before, an existing document or existing worksheet. Control O, and it's going to ask you where do you save it. Locate the folder, locate the file, and click on open. Then you have Control F. As usual, when you are working, you are supposed to save your document. You are supposed to save your work. That is what Control F will do. I've explained Control Z for us previously to undo and Control Y to redo. Control W or Control F4 is going to close your current worksheet. Control W. Let me use Control O to reopen back. Now, and when you use Control F4, it's going to close it again. But when I use Alt F4, it's going to close all the Microsoft Excel you have opened. Alternate F4. When I click on Save, you see goodbye to Excel. Have a nice day. Thank you.